Got it. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for coming today. This is the LA South Hope Foundation. This is the Health and Wellness Team. We are a sister to the LA South Chamber of Commerce. We are the Health and Wellness Team. We are not your average chamber. We are bringing to you today, let's talk about stress. We are the Health and Wellness Team. My name is Chef Cheryl Tate. I am the director of the Health and Wellness Team. And today we have on our panel the wonderful nurse practitioner, Shemika Carter, and the illustrious Regina White. And we're going to talk about stress and all the things that have to do with it. We live in a stressful environment. And if we don't talk about these issues, then that's part of the stressful problem. So let's get started. Okay. What is stress? Stress is defined as a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. Now, we have this all the time. We're always dealing with something stressful. And so I think this is an excellent definition. Emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. My goodness. Okay, now, just to elaborate a little bit more, stress is a natural, physical, and mental reaction to life experiences. Everyone expresses stress from time to time. Anything from everyday responsibilities, like work and family, to serious life events, such as a new diagnosis, my goodness, war, or a death of a loved one can trigger stress. Now, if I can be transparent, all of those things are happening right now. There's a new diagnosis. Someone just got diagnosed with diabetes or cancer. We have how many wars going on in the world right now? We know about one, but there's probably a couple more. And the death of a loved one. Unfortunately, I'm attending too many funerals. I'm attending too many. So that triggers stress, okay? And so for immediate and short-term situations, stress can be beneficial to your health. As me and Nurse Shemika were just speaking a few minutes ago, that healthy stress is good. You know, how you manage your situations, how you get from one circumstance to another. Even driving is stressful. That's from one circumstance to another. You drive from one side of town to the other can be stressful, okay? It can help you cope with potentially serious situations. Your body responds to stress, by releasing hormones that increase your heart and breathing rates and ready your muscles to respond. Now, we're going to elaborate this on just a little bit more with Nurse Shemika. Thank you so much, Shemika, for your expertise. Shemika.
Hello, everyone. So again, like Chef Cheryl said, my name is Shemika Carter. I am a nurse practitioner, many years of experience. And let's just talk a little bit about how stress affects your body. So there's actually two types of stress, like Chef Cheryl was just saying. There's eustress and there's distress. Eustress is good stress. It challenges us to grow and adapt. And it also challenges us to find creative solutions in our lives. It's most often brought on by positive gains, like a wedding that's going to happen. So if someone's getting married and they're stressed out, that's not bad stress. That's actually good stress. It helps you think, it sharpens your memory, all of those things. Traveling, going on a trip, it brings about a certain amount of stress, but you're going on a trip, so it's not bad stress. It's actually good stress. It helps you come up with creative ideas to get ready and what you're going to wear and how you're going to have your hair. Those are eustress symptoms. Then there's distress. Distress is the negative effects of stress. It depletes and even destroy life energy, right?
Mm.
Distress causes the cardiovascular system, the heart to work harder and less efficiently. It causes the blood vessels to constrict, which means close, causing your blood pressure to go up. So whenever your blood vessels constrict, close, your blood pressure automatically goes up. It causes the body to flood with cortisol. That's a hormone. And then for prolonged periods of the cortisol being high, it causes the liver to release sugar, which turns into belly fat and puts you at high risk for diabetes and obesity, which none of us want diabetes or obesity, neither one. It causes the lungs to have to work harder and require more oxygen to be effective. And then it depletes your immune system. It causes your body to be susceptible to infections and getting sick. And it does that because your body is so busy fighting off the stressor that your immune system don't have the energy to work for you. So those are some of the negative effects on stress. The other thing is it causes anxiety, all the things that we have here on the screen, anxiety, money woes, different things like that. Can we go to the next slide?
Of course. There you go.
Stress and some of its causes. So what are some of the causes of stress? Well, money is the biggest cause for most people, a lot of people. Money is a huge cause of stress. Work is a big cause of stress. You have a stressful job, just getting those deadlines done, all of those things causes stress. Health problems, being diagnosed with cancer, diabetes, any type of health problem brings on a certain amount of stress. And then changes in your family dynamics can cause stress. So yeah, those are some of the causes of stress, and those are some of the things that stress does on our body. Thank you, Chef.
You're welcome. Okay, we have Regina White, who's going to talk about our mechanisms and risks of stress. Thank you, Regina.
Good evening, everybody. The mechanisms of and risk of stress. There are a lot of different reasons why we do, but we have to be able to understand what it is that gives us stress. Like as we say, the alarm systems. Stress management provides tools to recalibrate your body's alarm system. We all have, like for instance, with me, when I'm knowing I'm stressful, when there's big, hard issues with finances, those kind of things will make me sick. You have to learn how to manage that. You have to be able to see it. And then with our loved ones as well, you have to be able to notice when they're going through things. There's alarms, bells that ring all the time, but most of us don't. We can't hear the bell. So that's why coping skills, when you say, uh, let's say some people decide to, they prefer to sing, some people chant. There are different ways that you can be able to address stress. Mine's is singing. We also have the risk. As we know, it helps your mind and body to adapt amid resilience, and that you're always on high alert. That means you're always being aware of the foods that you may eat, the situations that you may avoid. Sometimes just avoiding some stressors. When we say stressors, it could be anything from people, places, or things that cause us to have stress. And these things need to be managed. I would opt that you find what is good for you. The things that make you happy, the things that bring you joy, are the things that will help ease and have you cope. I was fortunate enough to go to college and be able to learn these things and know my body. It's always best, just like Nurse Shemika will tell you, to get to understand your body. And then also your physicians and people that you go, your doctors, you need to influence them to be able to tell them, yes, I'm going through these things. And then maybe they can help you. When we say, what are the risks? The risks are chronic health problems. And that can go from body aches uh, to not just body aches, but to, I mean, literally your body will ache. That means that legs, limbs, eyes, heads. I had a good friend who said, it causes autoimmune diseases as well. So those are things that we really have to pay attention to. Over time, chronic stress can lead to serious health problems. Don't wait. Don't wait until these damages your health and relationships with people. These things will limit you. You appear to be agitated or very irritable. These things also, you have to know when your body is telling you. It's a time clock inside working you. I must admit myself that I can see it so I can better be able to understand it. Burnout, working on the job. As we know, those of us who have 9 to 5 jobs, this is something that's very, very important. You can take on too many. Let's say your boss gives you too many projects to do. That can be very stressful. Some of your employees that you work alongside, your coworkers, they can be very stressful. These are things that you must be definitely aware of. Chef, I think you can go on to the next slide. Strategies to prevent and manage stress. We're going to go from 1 on down. Maintain a positive attitude. I can't tell you how much that really helps. No matter what gets you down, no matter what you go through, always think that there's someone out there that has it worse than you. 2, accept events beyond your control. So things that are out of your control that you cannot control, you have to be able to, it's kind of like fine-tuning your mind. Fine-tune your mind that you can't control everything. Everything is not, it's not in your will. Sometimes, and most of the time, things are within God's will. So with that, what I do is I put my faith in God and I let him take the wheel. 3, be assertive, not aggressive. So be assertive. You can face whatever challenges you have. You can be steadfast on it, but then also too, don't be too upset about it. Don't be aggressive about it. Stay calm at all times. 4, manage your time effectively. Most of us know you wouldn't have such a hard time as if you got up a little bit earlier. That works for me. As opposed to like we're doing this webinar today, I started planning early. I started days ago. Sometimes you just have to say, let me start a day ahead, or maybe let me plan a week ahead. I go to school on top of running a business, on top of everything else that I do, I still have to manage that time. And make time for hobbies and interests. That is number 1 in my book too. Like I say, sometimes singing, if there's something that you can do, knitting. Some people have, they have relaxing time when they're sitting at home, just having chocolate milk and cookies. Those things that make you feel comfortable where you're in your comfort zone work as well. So avoid unhealthy coping mechanisms. And when we say that, we mean avoid those people and the things that you know that are not going to help you. We all have an innate ability to understand ourselves. It's best to be able to know what works better for ourselves. What works good for me? Maybe prayer. What works good for you? Maybe meditation. Whatever it is your niche is, you go with it. Say no. Set limits. Set limits. You must set limits. Boundaries. Boundaries with people, places, and things. Don't avoid alcohol. A definite. Avoid alcohol and drugs. Sometimes people think that alcohol and drugs, oh, it might make you feel a little bit better at the time. Everything, nothing is a minute. Nothing is right at that point. So it's like it may help you for that 10 minutes, but after that, it's a crucial thing on your body, as well as it really doesn't help because at the end of the day, you're still gonna be faced with the problems that you had before you took that drink or you took that drug. Last but not least, seek social support. Find friends and people in groups of people just like you, like-minded people, being around people who are positive, people who understand, that, hey, how the world goes around, how things change. Always know that change is good, no matter what it is. You always have to say, if one door closes, another's going to open. Never think of things in a negative way. Always be positive and keep yourself around people who are positive as well. Works real good for you. That's my part, you guys.
Well, I just want to embellish this a little bit because everybody has their own, way to manage stress. And these are all great. I just want to know, Shemika, what are some of the things you do to manage stress?
I pray.
You pray?
That's
Okay.
my first and foremost, I pray.
Mhm.
And second, I like to bake. If I'm going through something, then I like to get in the kitchen and be creative. That could be dangerous though, because again, stress raises cortisol levels, and cortisol makes you crave sweets and baking and eating, but it helps calm my nerves and put me in a Zen mood.
Mhm. It's been said that cooking is therapeutic. Okay, so that really is a key in managing stress because I know I like to go in and cook, not necessarily eat, because I bake all the time too, like you, and I like seeing the finished product, you know, and that to me is a stress reducer. Now, do I want to eat that? I don't know. There goes my cortisol levels and my sugar is up. But yes, that's a great way to manage stress. As far as I'm concerned, one, I pray, and two, I meditate. I take out 20 minutes a day to just sit and breathe. You know, another thing that because I say this all the time, and I'm going to be saying it until somebody says, yes, I do that, Chef, is I turn off my phone. Saturday night, before I go to bed, that goes, I power down that phone. Okay. And as we do know that, a phone is a radio transmitter. Okay. It is, it's connected to something. It's connected to a phone tower. It's connected to something. Okay. But look what happens when you cut that connection. When you cut that connection, it's a different kind of quiet. I would suggest someone try that and just see the different type of quiet that you will get when you like power down things. Just power it down and turn it off. So these are great, great strategies. Okay, so helpful foods to relieve stress. Okay, I always believe in eating healthy. Okay, everything in moderation. Everything is in moderation. But what I always, and I'm going to say always, encourage people to do is eat greens. Okay. If we're eating greens, we're oxygenating our body. And if we're oxygenating our body, that's going to help reduce the stress. Okay. Avocados are great. It's a great fat, and those, I'm sorry, what's that? Omega-3s. I believe that's what's in avocados. But there was studies that said if you ate an avocado a day, it would really change your life. And in eating an avocado today, every day, just by what those things I said, if you did it every day, let's say if you had avocado in the morning in your smoothie, and maybe you had a spinach salad, and maybe in the evenings you had some broccoli or some Brussels sprouts, everything, you've oxygenated your body, you've given it all the wonderful fats, so you're definitely working towards reducing your stress. Oranges are a great way. Your citrus is very good for your body. turkeys, that's a good protein for us to consume. I'm not too much of a red meat person, but everything is in moderation. Okay, if you feel like you need a steak every now and then to make you feel good, go have a steak. Okay, just don't have it too much, because we know that red meat is not too good for our body. But like I said, everything in moderation. So I would challenge us to at least take one thing of what I just said and try it. Maybe if you don't have an avocado every day, have an avocado every day. Excuse me, every other day.
Right.
Get a whole avocado and cut it up. Cut it up in four, one, a quarter every day, lead up to that. Okay. But what you are doing is you are helping your body relieve stress as well as nourishing it. God gave us everything we need. They gave us everything we need, from the trees to the plants, to the fruits, to the vegetables, excuse me, my cat is nudging me right now. Even the animals, he's nudging me right now. So, I mean, he wants some attention, but he's a stress reducer. So he's going to come around, if he feels I'm stressed, he's going to come nudge me. He's going to come purr around me. And that is another stress reducer. I don't think we even talk about that. And everyone has a pet. Just about everyone has a pet. I'm driving around Los Angeles. Everyone's walking their dog. My son, he's got a cat. He walks the cat. Okay. He walks the cat. Okay. But that's his stress reducer. He puts the leash on the cat. Cat goes outside. It's an indoor cat, so it gets this little outside activity. He's good. So these are definitely ways to reduce your stress, eating well, and hey, being in nature. Okay. So stress is a natural part of life. It is. And for some cultures, it's more prevalent. And so if we can speak of our culture, being African American, we tend to have more stressors than other cultures. So in my understanding, we need to be expert stress, experts in knowing how reducing stress. Yeah, experts. Can I say that again? An expert in learning how to reduce your stress, because of all the things that we have talked about, that Shemika has talked about, that Regina has talked about, are all things that we really, as a culture, have been educated to do. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We're stressful. Oh, I'm gonna smoke this joint. Okay, I'm gonna feel better. That was sort of cultural. Okay, I'm gonna have me a beer or something like that. That's cultural. Some cultures, they say, no, you don't do that. So definitely culture has a place, where stress is concerned, because we all do it differently. There's some cultures, they chant, and just like in some cultures we pray. There's some cultures are a little bit more religious than others, a little bit more spiritual than others. And that's how they take on their problems and their way of coping. These are coping mechanisms. So cultures transmit belief systems that may affect the way their members make sense of stressors, just like I was saying, and consequently, how well they can cope with them. So we as African Americans need to take this mantle of understanding that, yes, we're in a stressful environment. Yes, we are more stressful than other cultures. Okay. And not say, oh, we're like them. No, we're not. We're special people. We have been through different circumstances. We've been through a different way of life. So again, some of our stressors are passed down from generations, called epigenetics, because some things that happened to us hundreds of years ago are still affecting us now. And they're still stressors. They're still stressing us out right now. So we need to, again, be masters of what it is that will help us reduce stress. It's masters, because, again, we're passing this down to our children. And our children are going to pass it down to their children. So at some point, we need to, if we have unhealthy habits that are causing stress, we need to stop it. We need to stop that. It's almost like you got to stop that generational curse. You have to stop that trauma where it is. we can't, we can't really stop it, but at least we can learn better ways to control it. And that, because again, we live in a stressful environment. We understand that stress is good and bad. So we have to be able to manage it all in the same way. Well, ladies, we have come to the end of our webinar. So I just want to, thank everyone for their time, for starters, but understand that stress is one of those, this is Stress Awareness Month. Really, like I talk about mental health, which is next month, in which we will be focusing on. And if I might say this, that we are in, this is a series, so every month we're going to be talking about health and wellness. We're not talking about stress. We're talking about mental illness. But what I wanted to say is that this is a continuation. We can talk about how to handle stress right now in this webinar, but every day we need to question ourselves or check ourselves. What are we doing? We're in a stressful situation. How are we going to manage it? And the internet is an awesome tool. It's an awesome tool. And I say that because there's nothing that you can't find on the internet, good and bad. So with that being said, we are masters of that phone. We are masters of what it is that we take in. So with all that being said, we can be looking at, things that reduce our stress. We can be reading about things that reduce our stress instead of looking at, maybe world hip hop or something. I don't look at that. But on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm not on it that much, but when I do take the time to look at those social media sites, there's always something that's going to just catch your attention. It might not be healthy. It just might not be healthy. So with that being said, we need to just guard. We need to just guard what it is that we're doing and what it is that we're taking in. And, and again, learn how we're going to manage it. It's really important that we manage our stress and manage our lives, really, because it's just so important. Okay, ladies, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And here we are with the wonderful and beautiful Shemika Carter and Regina White. So we are so thankful of your time and of your attention here at the LA South Hope Foundation. We are not your average chamber. And LA South Hope Foundation, we are here to save and change lives. And we hope and pray that this information has been of some benefit to you. We are all available through the LA South Hope Foundation. If you go to our website, lasouthchamber.com, you will find everything that we're doing in the community. We are a community-based chamber. We're not your average chamber. We are here to change and save lives. And I really think that we've moved the notch a little bit today, ladies. What do you think?
Yeah.
we have moved, we've moved the needle a little bit today. Okay. So
Yes.
I really want to thank everyone for being here. And I thank my illustrious panel for their time and their expertise and their mastery. And we will look for you next month, because next month is Mental Health Awareness Month. Boy, will we have some more information then. Okay. So I definitely thank you for your time, and I look for you in the near future. Take care now, everyone.
God bless.
Thank you.